Have you ever caught a younger woman smiling at you and wondered, was that for me? Could she really be interested? Many older men misinterpret these moments, dismissing them as politeness or coincidence. But what if I told you there's a deeper reason behind that smile? What if that simple glance holds a powerful truth about confidence, wisdom, and attraction? Stay with me, because today, we're breaking the myths and unlocking a truth that could change how you see yourself forever. Confidence is one of the most powerful traits a man can possess, and for older men, it becomes an asset far more valuable than youth. Many people mistakenly believe that attraction is purely physical, that it's about having the sharpest jawline or the most chiseled physique. But the truth is, real attraction is deeply psychological. It's about presence, energy, and the way a man carries himself. When an older man walks into a room with a quiet self-assurance, with no need to seek approval or prove his worth, he naturally draws attention. He doesn't try too hard, and that in itself is magnetic. Younger men often fall into the trap of chasing validation. They try to be loud, overly charming, or flashy, believing that attraction is about showing off. But younger women see through this. They can sense when someone is trying too hard, and nothing kills attraction faster than desperation. In contrast, an older man who knows his value doesn't need to overcompensate. He doesn't engage in petty games or try to outdo others. He simply exists in his own skin, comfortable with who he is. That's the kind of confidence that makes women take a second look. There's also something incredibly compelling about a man who has nothing to prove. The world respects those who move with certainty, and younger women are no exception. They admire men who have seen life, who have faced challenges and come out stronger. It's not about arrogance or being boastful, it's about quiet, undeniable confidence, the kind that comes from experience. This type of self-assuredness can't be faked. It's something that radiates from within, and that's why it's so attractive. Then there's the way a confident man interacts. He doesn't fumble over his words or overthink his actions. He's comfortable in conversations, listening attentively, speaking when necessary, and never feeling the need to dominate the interaction. He knows that confidence isn't about being the loudest in the room, it's about having an unshakable sense of self. Women notice this. They notice the calmness, the presence, the way he makes them feel safe without even trying. Emotional intelligence is another factor that sets older men apart. It's one thing to have confidence, but it's another to pair it with deep understanding and emotional maturity. Younger women often find themselves dealing with men who are still figuring themselves out, men who struggle with insecurity, ego, and emotional volatility. They crave depth, and that's where older men shine. An emotionally mature man doesn't react impulsively. He doesn't let small things shake his world. He understands emotions, both his own and those of others, and he knows how to navigate them with grace. This kind of emotional control is rare and highly attractive. Women don't want a man who explodes in anger at the slightest inconvenience or one who plays mind games. They want someone who is stable, who listens, who knows how to handle difficult situations without drama. What makes emotional intelligence even more attractive is the way it influences relationships. A man who is emotionally mature doesn't shy away from deep conversations. He knows how to communicate, how to listen without judgment, and how to make a woman feel truly seen and heard. In a world where so many people are distracted or self-absorbed, a man who can genuinely connect on an emotional level is a rarity. There's also a level of self-awareness that comes with emotional intelligence. An older man has been through enough in life to understand his own triggers, his own strengths and weaknesses. He doesn't get defensive when challenged, he listens and responds with thoughtfulness. This creates a sense of trust, a feeling of security that women naturally gravitate toward. Ultimately, confidence and emotional intelligence are the real game changers. They go beyond physical appearance, beyond material success. They are the qualities that make an older man stand out, that make him captivating without effort. They are the reason younger women smile at him, not out of politeness, but out of genuine admiration. A man with purpose is a man who naturally commands attention. There's something undeniably attractive about someone who wakes up every day with a sense of direction, with a mission that drives them forward. It's not about being the wealthiest or the most powerful, it's about having a passion, a goal, a fire inside that refuses to burn out. Women, especially younger ones, are drawn to this energy because it signals strength, leadership, and a life well lived. Purpose gives a man depth. It makes him more than just another face in the crowd. A man who knows what he wants and is actively pursuing it has an aura of certainty that can't be ignored. It's the way he speaks about his goals, the way he carries himself, the way his eyes light up when he talks about something that truly matters to him. That kind of passion is contagious. It draws people in, making them want to be part of his journey. Younger men often struggle with this because they are still in the process of figuring themselves out. They may be chasing status, approval, or temporary pleasures, but they lack the deep-rooted purpose that older men have cultivated over time. This is what sets older men apart. They aren't aimlessly wandering through life. They have built something, whether it's a career, a skill set, a legacy, or simply a mindset of continuous growth. Women notice this. They admire men who are driven, who aren't easily swayed by distractions, who know exactly where they're headed. But purpose isn't just about career success or financial stability. It's about having a personal mission, a sense of fulfillment beyond external achievements. It could be a love for travel, a dedication to health, a passion for mentoring others, or a commitment to lifelong learning. Whatever it is, it gives a man an edge, making him stand out in a world full of uncertainty. Alongside purpose, authenticity is what truly makes a man magnetic. In a society where so many people wear masks, where individuals curate their lives for social approval, a man who is unapologetically himself is rare. He doesn't need to pretend to be someone he's not, because he knows that true attraction isn't about impressing people, it's about being real. Women, especially younger ones, are constantly bombarded with superficial interactions. They meet men who try too hard, who adjust their personalities to fit a certain mold, who chase trends instead of embracing their own uniqueness. But an older man who has lived, who has learned to accept himself fully, doesn't play these games. He knows who he is, and that self-assurance is what makes him irresistible. Authenticity means embracing one's strengths and flaws without fear. It's about having opinions, values, and personal experiences that shape the way one sees the world. It's about speaking honestly, without worrying about whether others approve. This level of realness is refreshing, and it naturally attracts those who are tired of surface-level connections. An authentic man doesn't try to be everything to everyone. He understands that not everyone will like him, and that's perfectly fine. He focuses on those who truly appreciate him for who he is. This level of confidence in one's identity is incredibly appealing. It shows emotional security, a trait that is far more attractive than any temporary charm. There's also an element of mystery to authenticity. When a man isn't trying to conform, when he lives by his own rules, he becomes intriguing. People want to know more about him, to understand what makes him tick. Women, especially those who are used to men putting on a performance, find this kind of genuine presence captivating. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real, and in a world full of illusions, that is what truly stands out. There is something undeniably powerful about a man who understands the value of respect, courtesy, and class. In a world where instant gratification has taken over, where rushed conversations and shallow interactions are the norm, an older man who carries himself with dignity and grace immediately stands out. Women, especially younger ones, recognize when a man has mastered the art of making someone feel valued. It's in the way he speaks, in the way he listens, in the way he moves through the world with a quiet confidence that doesn't demand attention but naturally earns it. Chivalry isn't outdated, it's just rare. Holding the door open, maintaining eye contact, genuinely engaging in conversation without distractions, these are not grand gestures, but they are meaningful. A man who respects a woman's time, who values deep discussions over mindless small talk, who understands the balance between strength and kindness, is a man who naturally attracts admiration. Younger men often overlook these qualities because they are caught up in proving themselves, in being flashy, in chasing rather than attracting. But an older man who has experienced life knows that real connection is built on mutual respect, and that is what makes him different. It's not about following a script or performing outdated rituals, it's about presence. When a man genuinely listens instead of just waiting for his turn to speak, when he shows patience instead of rushing through moments, when he understands that respect is about action and not just words, he becomes someone worth remembering. Women notice these things. They notice when a man takes the time to acknowledge them fully, without distraction, without pretense. In a world where attention spans are shorter than ever, a man who gives his full presence is rare, and that rarity makes him desirable. Presence is a force of its own. It's not about being the loudest in the room or dominating conversations, it's about how a man makes people feel when he's around. There are men who can enter a room and shift the energy without saying a word. It's not arrogance, and it's not about seeking validation, it's about an unshakable sense of self. Women are drawn to men who move with purpose, who don't rush to fill silence with unnecessary noise, who are completely at ease in their own skin. That kind of presence is magnetic because it speaks volumes without trying. It's also about how a man carries himself. The way he walks, the way he holds eye contact, the way he controls his body language, all of these things communicate confidence before a single word is spoken. There's an effortless charm in a man who doesn't second-guess his movements, who doesn't shrink himself to fit in, who stands tall not just physically but emotionally. That kind of energy draws people in, makes them curious, makes them want to know more. A strong presence also creates a sense of security. Women feel it when a man is grounded, when he is steady even in uncertain situations. It's not about being emotionless or detached. It's about being composed, about handling life's unpredictability with a calm that reassures rather than unsettles. When a man carries himself with that kind of steadiness, he naturally becomes someone that others gravitate toward. Younger men often mistake attraction for loudness, for exaggeration, for constant effort. But real attraction comes from a man who doesn't need to prove himself at every moment. It's the confidence in knowing that his presence alone is enough, that his respect, his class, and his ability to make others feel at ease are what set him apart. Women, especially those who have seen the difference between fleeting charm and true substance, recognize this instantly.